Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in to today's fourth video. We're going to talk about weather for the next 10 to 14 days. For today's fourth video, day 10, will take us to the 7th of December. And we'll be able to extend out beyond that with the extended GFS and ECM ensembles later around a couple of weeks. Have a look at CFSV2 at the end of the video for the next 4 weeks, which gets us just to before Christmas, I believe. More about that in a second. It's been a busy old day at GavsWeatherVids today. We like an assembly line today, again, one after another for video uploads. So I hope you've been enjoying them, even with the shock of having the seasonal roundup released at 6 AM this morning, which it shouldn't have been. It should have been released at 10, but there was a little bit of a mix-up with the scheduling. But anyway, it's all been released now, and so check that one out. The Season Model Roundup, third and final Season Model Roundup for winter 2021-2022 is there for you to have a watch. You're getting 16 long-range models together. To see what they're all showing. Also, we released 7 AM, or 6 AM as it was today, upload as well. That appeared with the winter update. So that was all a little bit of a mix-up. Of course, that's supposed to appear at that time of the morning. But anyway, check that one out too. And if that was enough, weekend forecast as well. And we're going to have our Christmas update number 11 coming up for you tonight. At around 7ish, I think, as long as I've got the scheduling right. No, that'll be at 7 PM tonight, so make sure you check that one out as well. Please like, share, subscribe on all of the videos. Thank you so much, everybody, for doing that. I hope you're having a lovely Saturday afternoon, even if it is rather cold and wintry. Stay in and watch Gav and all of Gav's updates and keep warm. That's what I think. Right, let's crack on with the 10 to 14 day then. So we're going to begin with the latest temperature observations from XC Weather. It is cold out there. So we've got 8 degrees across East Anglia, though. We've got Waybourne on the East Anglian coast at 8 degrees. Reasonably, I mean, it's quite chilly, but reasonably mild through there. But some places up north are still at freezing at 1:38 in the afternoon. So, for example, we've got Spadadam at freezing. And we've also got Bridge at freezing. Aviemore is just at +1. Inverness is at 0 degrees freezing as well. Glasgarnock is at freezing too. Outnahara is at freezing. Point Aboyne is at just +1. Aberdeen is at +1. Inverbervie is at +1. So around or barely above freezing across large portions of Scotland. Coming down into northern England, Redesdale Camp at just +1. Teesside at +3. Newcastle only at +1. Bulmer at +2. Albemarle at +2. It's really cold in the north. That is impressively cold for November. Like, this would be a proper cold day even in January, but in November to be at or barely above freezing, it is really impressive. But it's not as cold as that, but even so, Pershore only at 5 degrees, to Western at just 3 degrees. Church Lawford is at just 3 degrees in Midlands East Midlands Airport, +4 degrees. Coleshill at +4. Bedford at +4, so it gets a degree or two higher further south, but still pretty cold. Boscombe down at 4 degrees. Southampton on the south coast is only at 5 degrees. Forney Island at 4 degrees. Bournemouth at 5 degrees. So, you know, it's a couple of 2 or 3 degrees milder further south, or warmer further south, but he's still cold even in the south. Over into Northern Ireland, Belfast is at 5 degrees as well. Down to southwestern England, Cardinum is at 5 degrees. Up into Wales, Sennybridge is at 3. Lake Verwey just 2 degrees, and Rhyl is at 5. So it's a cold afternoon out there. There has been snow across the country as well, particularly for more northern areas, but a few flakes have fallen further south. Some places, you know, have got a covering of snow on the ground. And I think it's all worked out pretty much as we expected with Snowwatch. I don't think anything, you know, has gone particularly awry with Snowwatch that we did on Thursday. I think it's all panned out more or less as we thought it would, with the greatest snow risk in the north over high ground, but some snow even further southwards as well. Thankfully, those dreadful winds are moderating. It's really bad overnight in some areas with gusts like 80, 90, 100 miles an hour. Absolutely terrible winds overnight. They are moderated, but it is still pretty blustery and cold and wintry out there. So as I say, wrap up if you're going out, but I'd say to stay indoors and watch all the GavsVids. Right, CT is currently looking like this. So CT currently stands at 8.5. Which is an anomaly of 1.7 degrees above 6.990 average. That's provisional to yesterday, to be 26th of November. That's going to take a hammering today, of course, with these temperatures, you know, only like 2, 3, 4 degrees. That's going to really drop significantly. And again, you know, tomorrow will be another cold day. Got some very cold nights coming up as well, potentially tonight and tomorrow night. So we're expecting this, and there's going to be quite a big downwards correction as well. We're expecting this to finish up somewhere close to 7.4 or 7.3, I think, and we should wait and see, of course, where we end up. Still a little bit above 61 to 90 on the average, though, even with this cold end to the month. These are GFS upper air temperature and precipitation ensembles. So next couple of weeks, we're looking at London today. Red line 30-year upper air temperature average for London. Of course, we're cold and average at the moment. We're going to stay cold for the rest of the weekend and into the beginning of next week. Very briefly, around Tuesday, we get a push-up in the upper air temperatures. They go a little bit above average, but not for long. By Wednesday and Thursday, we're back down colder than average. Again, with another little northerly interlude. Beyond that, you'll notice that we're generally staying on the cold side, actually. So you see from like the ensemble mean, which is the white line, that's staying generally a little bit below the 30-year average now. So it does look as though the first half of December is actually been quite cool. Not exceptionally cold. We're not talking about a December to remember, but certainly chilly for the first half of December, and probably at times a little bit wintry still as well, maybe, with those temperatures rather below average. You have had a run of very mild Decembers over recent years, so maybe this one's going to be a little bit cooler. Precipitation-wise, we've got a reasonable amount of dry weather actually over the next 2 or 3 days. We will get some wet weather here when we get this lift up in the temperature on Tuesday, and then after that, just regular precipitation spikes. But as it's going to be quite chilly, some of that could be, you know, some of that will be rain, some of it might be something a little bit more wintry, perhaps. Temperature anomalies on the 27th of November to 5th of December are below average, not just for the UK, but for most parts of Northern and Western Europe. Look how cold it is over Scandinavia. Quite unusual, that. I mean, it's cold anyway, but cold time of year anyway, but Norway in particular, and also northern parts of Sweden, looking very, very cold there, with the temperature anomaly like 6 to 10 degrees below average in some places, and generally the western and northern Europe looking quite cool. The warmest anomalies are in this eastern and southeastern part of Europe in the week ahead. Precipitation anomalies from 27th of November to the 5th of December. Largely drier than average for most northern and western areas. A little bit more unsettled in eastern counties. But I think even there it will dry out over the next few days. That's taking into account today's rain, I think. So once today's gone from the equation, I think then most parts will be looking quite dry probably. Latest wind from that from earthnorthschool.net brings the wind in from the north. So here we go. These northerly winds have descended with Storm Arwen. It's pulled the wind down from the north into the western and northern half of Europe. If we pull this down, drag it down and go right way up to the top, you can see that this is a very long fetch northerly. The air with this is actually originating from the Arctic Circle to the north of Greenland, and is coming all the way down into the UK and western parts of Europe. So that's the reason if you stick your head outside the back door, that it's feeling pretty parky, to say the least. Now, by Tuesday, we will turn the wind direction again, so we'll have another change on Tuesday. Winds will back into west, and it will start to become milder as well. So milder air coming in from off the Atlantic on Tuesday, but not for long. Low pressure then sweeps through late Tuesday into Wednesday. As that clears away, that will turn wind back into the northwest, and then that turn wind into the north. So by midnight on Thursday, we're into a cold northerly wind once again, with wintry showers in northern and eastern parts of the country. That doesn't last long. By the time you get through to Friday, the wind turns back into west again, and we start to bring outbreaks of rain back in from off the Atlantic. That might turn to snow, particularly in the north, as it bumps into the cold air that's sitting over the country. And then as far as we get to UK Met Euro, it's midnight on Saturday, this time next week, or just beyond this time next week, when we're into like a westerly flow and looking showery and rather unsettled at that point. Right, so that's that one done. This is the GFS midnight run. And again, Tuesday is going to be milder. We start dragging milder air from off the Atlantic, not for long. Low pressure then pushes through Tuesday into Wednesday, bringing outbreaks of rain, clears away to the east and turns wind back into the north. It becomes colder with a bit of a northerly blast on Thursday. And then as we go from Thursday to Friday, this low pressure moving in off the Atlantic, bringing outbreaks of rain, increasing the temperature. But as that bumps into cold air, it might start to turn a little bit wintry in the north. That's Saturday. So Saturday, this time next week, looks rather cool and showery. And then another low pressure that slips in from the north as we go through from Saturday into Sunday. That brings outbreaks of rain with it. Might be some hill snow mixed in. And then what happens after that? Once that low pressure clears away, we start to raise heights to our north and northeast towards Scandinavia. Now, the GFS, as you know, we've been watching 10 to 14 days over the past 2 or 3 days. The GFS model output in particular has been flirting and playing around with a Scandinavian high towards the end of the first week of December. The midnight GFS run is at it again and does actually get the wind into the east, although it's not a fully formed and fully fledged Scandinavian high at this point. You know, run by run, incrementally, the GFS model output is increasing the heights over Scandinavia. That's how the upper air temperatures look at midnight on Monday, the 6th of December. We are actually starting to move some cold air in from the east. We don't develop a proper Scandinavian high. We just get like a ridge building through the country from Scandinavia. It is a cold ridge, though. You know, we're bringing in cold air from the east, so this will bring lots of frosty conditions, I would have thought, as we get into the end of the first week of December. Such a close, so close, you know, to a proper Scandinavian high, but just not quite developing it properly around and after day 10. Just a little bit too much energy in the Atlantic. But the heights never really go away from Scandinavia. So this is like 10th of December. We're a long way out now. We're well beyond day 10. But notice pressure is still relatively high over Scandinavia with these areas of low pressure coming up against that Scandinavian high. I have not been through the GFS ensembles one by one, but I would imagine there are probably a few now that are going for fully fledged fully formed proper Scandinavian highs at some point through the first half of December, because the operational run there is very, very close to it. So there are bound to be at least 1 or 2 GFS ensemble members that are going for proper Scandinavian blocking, I would have thought. Right way to the very end of the GFS midnight run, which gets to the 13th of December. We're unsettled with low pressure through the country. Again, the heights never completely go away from Scandinavia, though. And the high pressure is still sort of backing into northwestern Russia. And you could easily see that if this low pressure here, it's such a long way out now that it's not really worth analysing this, but if the low pressure here was to go in that direction, with heights pulling up there, you could see that this high pressure here would take its opportunity to go in that direction and turn the wind into a proper easterly. So definitely the hints are there within the GFS midnight operational run, but we have perhaps got to look east and northeast for cold easterly winds to set in through the first half of December at some point. GFS 6Z looks like that, so milder. This is the latest GFS run, milder on Tuesday, but not for long. Into Wednesday and Thursday, the wind goes back into the north, so it becomes colder again. Then this weather system comes in off the Atlantic into Friday. So that bumps into the cold air. We might see some of the rain turn into sleet and snow with that, more particularly in the north. The Atlantic is really struggling to push through at the end of the week. There is like a secondary area of low pressure that's developing there. That's quite interesting. It's a kind of thing that if it's like a stall along the weather front that's coming to the cold air, might produce something wintry. So again, end of the week, around Friday, Saturday, got to be watching out for the chance of a little bit of snow, maybe for more northern areas. Later in the weekend into the open of the following week, so this is Monday the 6th of December. Again, look at this, raising the heights over Scandinavia, building up that Scandinavian high up there. Low pressure then is starting to be blocked out in the Atlantic. And actually, again, the 6Z does more or less get wind into the east by daytime, which is the 7th of December. Just starting to bring in like a light east wind. Again, it is not a fully formed Scandinavian high. That is not a proper Scandinavian high. It's just like a ridge that's developed over Scandinavia that has not been able to form a proper Scandi up to that point. Nevertheless, we do bring some cold air in from the east. We have got some really cold air actually sitting over Germany, for example, where 10 cells isotherm there. So if we was to get a Scandinavian high going and a proper easterly, you know, we would have plenty of cold air to tap into just to our east. As it is, again, the 6Z is a near miss for developing a proper Scandinavian high. And eventually the 6Z goes into this stormy spell of weather, moving in towards the middle part of December. But I'm unsure about that, to say the least. I think we've got to be watching out for this period around 6th, 7th of December when this Scandinavian high is trying to get itself going. Moving on to GM. If you enjoyed the video, please smash the like button. Make sure you sub to the channel. Thank you so much for doing that. Drop a comment. Let us know what you think about this and all of our videos. We've only put on around 30 subscribers now to get to 12.7k subscribers. So we are getting ever closer now, very quickly, to 12.7k. Please give us a sub. Thank you so much for doing that. Maybe we might still be able to get to 13,000 subscribers by Christmas. Wouldn't it be nice if we could and give away that Amazon voucher for Christmas? But we'll see. I think we'll probably be more January when we get to 13k. But if we could do it before Christmas, that would be great. Right, so thank you so much, everybody, for subbing. GM looks like that milder on Tuesday. Winds in from the west, not for long. Winds go back into the north Wednesday and Thursday. Friday, winds go back into the west again. There's a weather system coming across the country with that westerly wind. Into next weekend, looking quite unsettled and a little bit on the chilly side as well. Another northerly there around the 6th of December as that low pressure exits into the North Sea. And then day 10, which is midnight on Tuesday, 7th of December. Northerly winds, ridge of high pressure out to west, trying to build northwards. Again, that might be having a go at developing something over Scandinavia. A little bit less convincingly so than the GFS output, though, it must be said. And then we've got the ECM, which is looking relatively mild on Tuesday, but then we get another cold snap Wednesday through to Thursday. Winds turning back into the north. Weather system comes in off the Atlantic on Friday, runs into the cold air and struggles a little bit, so there could be some snow. You know that he's struggling, by the way, with this sort of kink in the isobars that we have here. See a little kink there, and then another one there, and then another one there. That is like the weather system coming into the cold air, but stalling a little bit. When you get those sort of kinky isobars, it shows that the weather system is stalling a little bit. So that's the kind of thing we look for when a weather system coming into cold air to potentially bring something a little bit wintry. And the main kink, of course, with the isobars is actually happening further northwards. There's actually a warm sector through here. So for southern and western, southwestern areas, that's going to be rain. But up here, that's where you would probably expect the greatest risk of some snow along that kink in the isobars. In any case, that all gets out of the way as we go through into midnight on Saturday. We get wind back into the west and into the northwest. That will bring wintry showers potentially into northern and western areas. Quite a chilly weekend again next weekend. And then heading up towards day 10, turning milder in the north and west. Probably quite cold in the south, though, under this ridge. And again, it does look as though the ECM is trying to raise the heights, to some degree anyway, over Scandinavia up to 1,030 millibars. Where that will go beyond that, who knows? That's in the realm of speculation. But definitely some sort of ridge is beginning to develop over Scandinavia by day 10. This is the precipitation forecast based on that ECM run from TomatoShow.com. Showery rain, sleet and snow at the moment. Most of that clears out of the way, but ECM is actually bringing something a little bit wintry in to these western and northwestern areas tomorrow afternoon and into tomorrow evening. I'm not sure about that. There's not much sign about on any other model output, I don't think. But anyway, there could be a few more wintry showers around tomorrow. Then we go into Monday and Tuesday. Things will turn milder, of course. The wind's back into west. Then this active weather front sweeps through on Wednesday. That's a cold front, bringing heavy rain, and that clears out of the way. And the wind turns back into the north with more wintry showers into the north and into the east. Then towards the end of the week, this weather system starts moving in off the Atlantic Ocean, and there's the stall on the isobars just there, those kinks just there, and so the snow is through Scotland and Northern England, but there is a little bit of wintry weather a bit further southwards as well, but it's a very long way out, that, so that's just one to keep an eye on, you know, towards the end of the week, with the risk of certainly heavy rain coming in off the Atlantic, but maybe something a bit more wintry than that. More wet weather piling through into next weekend as well. Once that gets out of the way, we're back into quite cold weather with winter showers in the north and west. By the time we get through to day 10, that's how we're looking. Beginning to dry out a little bit as we start getting this ridge going over and to the south and east of the country. These are the options on the table within the ECM Ensemble today for day 10, which gets us to the 7th of December. We have 21 members of the ECM Ensembles with a ridge of above average heights to our west and below average heights to our east. We could well be bringing in wind from quite a cold northerly direction with that, so those options do look pretty cold, really. We have 20 members of the ECM Ensembles with a ridge again out to our west and trough to our east. That's probably bringing something slightly less cold around the top of the high from the North Atlantic. And then we have 10 with the ridge from the southwest through the UK and going up towards Scandinavia. Yes, there is a little bit of a ridge trying to get going over Scandinavia with those 10. That's turning drier, but it's probably quite cold. That does include the control and the operational run as well. Whoops, I don't want to go there, I want to go to there. Right, in 2 weeks' time, these are the options that we've got. This will get us to the 12th of December. 20 members of ECM Ensembles then with low pressure through the country and to our east. High pressure is out here. That's probably still quite chilly, although some Atlantic influence. 19 look like that with low pressure to our north-northeast. High pressure to our southwest. Winds in from like west-northwesterly direction. That's a bit milder. And then 12 with high pressure sort of ridging through the country and over to the east, but not Scandinavia. Low pressure is up here. You'll notice that in 2 weeks' time, 12th of December, there are no members of the ECM Ensemble showing a Scandinavian high. So the ECM at the moment is not interested in getting a Scandinavian high going through the first half of December. Not a proper one, I mean. It develops a ridge, but it doesn't develop a proper Scandinavian high. So just a few hints that we might have to look to Scandinavia at some point through the first half of December. But as I say, they are quite rare. Scandinavian highs in December are quite rare. They do happen sometimes. So 2010 had a Scandinavian high involved in that December to remember freeze up, of course. We had Scandinavian highs in December 2009 as well. 1995 was a very easterly December. That had lots of Scandinavian highs and an easterly wind, especially the first half of December 1995. But they're relatively uncommon. Scandinavian highs tend to happen a little bit later on in the winter through January and especially February and March when when the Atlantic starts to run out of puff, especially if you get a sudden stratospheric warming. But nevertheless, there are hints there that we might get a Scandi going at some point through the first half of December. So it's just one to watch. Right, CFS finally, and then we're finished. So 500 millibar height anomalies bring down to week periods. The first week period takes from 27th of December to the 3rd of December with high pressure out to our west, low pressure to our east, winds in from the north. It's going to be quite cold in the coming days. There will be a milder interlude on Tuesday, but generally it's quite a cold week to come. Week 2 will be the 4th through to the 10th of December. High pressure pulled out into the middle of the Atlantic, low pressure to our north and over the country to our east as well. Jet stream sort of line northwest, southeast. Probably still quite cool, I would have thought, and more unsettled as well, actually, with that. Week 3 will be the 11th to the 17th of December with low pressure around Iceland. Winds in from like a west or northwesterly direction. So probably unsettled and a little bit milder as well. And then week 4 will be the 18th of December to Christmas Eve, 24th. Wow. And we have low pressure around Iceland and Greenland, high pressure to west and southwest, and winds coming in from like a west or maybe northwest direction. Notice there is this high pressure lurking away to the northeast. Up to that point, not in a position to move into Scandinavia. That's like the Siberian high, really, and it's not in a position to move into Scandinavia and give an easterly wind. But it is there. It's lurking away to the northeast, to the east of Svalbard, and it would need to be kept an eye on. Could that get the wind into the east, maybe in January, and give us a January to make us shiver? I wonder. GavsWeatherVids winter forecast will be released on Thursday, the 2nd of December. So you'll find out what we're predicting for this winter then. Right, we're done with this 10 to 14 days. If you enjoyed the video, please smash the like button. Make sure you subscribe to our channel. Thank you so much for doing that. Drop a comment and let us know what you think about this and all of our videos. Thank you so much. If you do give us a sub, you're going to be able to see future weather content. Who wouldn't want to do that? And that will include future, well, it won't be winter updates now because we finish with those this weekend, tomorrow and Monday. But, you know, future winter updates in future years, probably. And future Christmas updates, future snow watches, if the the weather permits. And more of all of that kind of thing. So please give us a sub, tell friends and family to subscribe as well. Thank you so much. Just 30 subscribers left now to get to 12.7k. So how epic is that? Right, so there's your 10 to 14 day done and dusted. We are not finished with content though. We've got one more video to come. Update number 5. Guess 5 videos again today. Another crazy Gav day. Update number 5 will be the 11th Christmas update, or video number 5 will be 11th Christmas update, and that will be coming up for you at 7 p.m. this evening. Tomorrow we're going to start off with the 7 a.m. forecast. We're going to have part 1 of the 13th and final winter 2021-2022 update. Wow, 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 can you believe that? And then, of course, we'll be live streaming from 6 p.m. And it's a sunny live stream, so we will do some long range with that, as well as like 10 to 14 day included in that live stream too. That'll be from 6 p.m. tomorrow. That's the plan. Anyway, we'll see how it all goes. Right, so that's it for this video. See you later on for our 11th Christmas update. But for this one, that's all for now, and thanks for watching.